It's a dragon! It's a plane! It's AniMay18, your daily dose of anime, every day in May. Let's take to the skies in the high-flying adventure Dragon Pilot Hisone to Masotan. Let's just jump right in, shall we? This is technically the only show I'm watching from the current anime season, not including my little asides about Steins Gate Zero, so these are fresh off-the-presses impressions. Hisone is a dramedy that takes place on the Japanese Air Defense Force Gifu base. Hisone Makasu is a rookie struggling not only to find her true calling, but overcome her debilitating social awkwardness. She can't have a normal conversation without ranting about every little thing on her mind. This usually leads her to be brutally honest and unintentionally hurt others' feelings. The writing is fun and witty, with Hisone laying down some sick burns only to apologize profusely. The humor comes from the day-to-day drama of working at the Air Force Base and Hisone's interpersonal relationships. I normally wouldn't be into a military-type show because of the kinds of activities and vehicles and such involved don't really interest me that much. Thankfully, the Gifu base hides more than meets the eye. One fateful day, Hisone is sent to the mysterious unmarked Hangar 8 and comes face to face with a giant, hungry, adorable dragon, an organic transforming flyer to be precise, or OTF. These OTF have been secretly working alongside humanity for thousands of years, hidden away from the public to prevent their misuse. The only problem with this OTF, F-15J, is he doesn't have a D-pilot, a dragon pilot. You see, OTFs are very picky when it comes to who they let slither around pushing buttons inside their stomachs. Yeah, that's how you fly one of these things. You need a special acid-resistant suit, and the OTFs need to be outfitted with plane parts in order to transform and stay incognito. The fantasy elements of the show are so charming and really bring the world to life. F-15J, real name Masotan, has such a simple design but is so unique and expressive. For the longest time I kept thinking, Maso looks straight out of some children's book from my childhood. It's so iconic, but what could it have been? He reminds me a lot of the lowly worm from The Busy World of Richard Scarry, but if you see another resemblance, please leave me a comment. Since we're talking art style, Studio Bones has really outdone themselves and created a truly unique specimen. The hand-drawn look and minimalist character designs are immediately likable and charming. Even the cel-shaded 3D looks natural in this world, and the airplanes are actually kind of impressive. But of course, the dragons are the real stars of the show. Only recently have we been introduced to the supporting cast of D pilots and their OTFs, but much like dog owners, each OTF is a spitting image of their pilot. I imagine the rest of the season will focus on Hisone slowly getting to know and working alongside her fellow pilots and developing her social skills. All these girls are socially inept in their own way, from ultra-aggressive to uptight to totally reclusive. The show also seems to be tackling the ethics and purpose of OTFs and whether they should be treated as pets or strictly regimented. There's a ton of good material here, and the cast is consistently entertaining to watch. The orchestral soundtrack stands out to me more in this show than others with similar OSTs, I think just because of the show's military setting. I strongly associate the visuals of cadets training with a snare drum beat in a high-flying air show with a swelling woodwind orchestra. It's atmospheric, but emotionally gripping when it needs to be. And that's not even to mention the glorious masterpiece that is the ED. The bouncy, jazzy French vocals accompanied by the awkward shimmying of the five pilots is hysterical. But just wait for the gals to bust out their sickest dance moves and you've got yourself one of the catchiest and most memorable end credits in anime history. I cannot understate how truly magnificent I think this number is. I tear up every time. Hisone to Masotan has a long way to go to prove itself as more than just a lighthearted summer romp and worthy of critical acclaim, but for all the polish, creativity, and charm, I can safely say it's the feel-good hit of the season and absolutely worth checking out. Good work today, troops. Now go enjoy some much-deserved R&R, and we'll meet back tomorrow for the next installment of AniMay18.